Tick tock, the bell's gonna ring. Marcus dance, it's a wild, wild swing. Grandinate with the final call. Chasing dreams before the curtain falls. Options rise, options fall. Risk it big and not at all. Closing playbook, flip the page. Endless numbers set the stage. Gains and losses side by side. Ride away the wave, don't fight the tide. Closing playbook, time to play. Grab your chance, seize the day.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the closing playbook for Friday, October 17th. Hello, Mr. Tucci.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm going to be here for a couple minutes and I got to run.
Cool. Well, this market has been
I'll be
yet
here in
another wild ride. I'm actually kind of tempted to do a little short action like I did yesterday with the market just flipping back, kind of overextended the other direction. Yesterday was long because the market dropped down to 1%. Market now popped all the way up to about 0.7%. So we might get a little fade here. We're not quite to the market maker move though. So I'm not quite ready to pull the trigger and there's only half hour left. So I'm not sure that we'll have enough time in actual closing playbook window here to do that trade. But that's kind of what I would be looking at, is a little bit of overextension and fading back, just because we've seen so much of that whiplash in the market. And today is obviously a great example. Crazy overnight move. And then we, recovered. And then we had a bit of a drop back down. Then we recovered. And now we're kind of sprinting back higher in this wild market. So let me see. I'll give you guys a quick snapshot here of where we are on the day. By the way, thanks for the feedback yesterday. We kind of did a bit of a new framework yesterday where we went through a little bit of an end of day snapshot. So I will give you a quick version of that. Since we didn't start early today, I'll just give you a quick version of that. And then we can jump right in with Alex. He's going to give us, I think, a little bit of a sneak peek on what everyone's been waiting for Sunday, which I know there's been a lot of excitement about it. Count me in for the excited group. And then we'll see what else we can cover. So here's our broad view. Obviously, boy, how things change one day to the next. Pretty wild. We had almost everything red yesterday. Now almost everything green. Is interesting to see IWM really trailing behind right now. So I think that's what I'll go with for my weekend trade. See if we can get another one of these little catch-up ideas here on IWM. Also interesting to note, gold, the only thing positive yesterday now is still lagging or now getting corrected while Bitcoin still lags behind. So I still have not decided, Alex, whether Bitcoin and gold are somehow correlated, or if they're inversely correlated, or what in between is going on there. I need to clean up my thesis, because I started saying in like April, I think they're actually going to start correlating. I think they're going to make the full turn and start correlating. And they randomly do, but they also randomly don't. So I'm not sure, but I don't. People have been saying like, "Oh, look at gold. Gold's really going to take the hit." Guys, pull up a weekly chart of gold. Being down 2% so far means absolutely nothing on gold right now. So let's not get.
We were just talking about that in Profit Panel. It's like, dude, there's a red candle. Oh my god! Like, look at the long chart. Look at the monthly chart.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be too worried about gold right now. Frankly, I'm not even especially worried about small caps right now. I took a hit this week, but I'm not especially worried. If you guys took the IWM trade, it was up like 150% when I told you to maybe take some profits earlier in the week. So we still did pretty well, even on a bullish trade, as IWM got smacked. Look at our sectors. Here's the sector view. I mean, again, how things change. XLF, which is maybe the only good trade I did yesterday with the catch up on a bounce back on XLF after being down almost 3%. is leading the sectors. So I'll pat myself on the back since that's the only good trade I made all day on the financials with a move back up. This is basic materials you see here, very skinny because it doesn't make up much of the weight of the market. And then we have consumer staples doing really well. By the way, notice consumer staples and discretionary staying together today. That's 2 days in a row. Discretionary and staples have actually ridden together. I wonder if that'll be an emerging trend that we see a little bit more of. Utilities a little bit negative, but not too bad. So overall, really positive across the board today after being really negative across the board yesterday.
I like that heat map, man. Like it's because like the FinViz heat map is like a ton of different companies. It's like overwhelming. These are like ETFs or something, right?
Yeah, just the main ETFs for the sectors. I didn't even put the subsectors. I just did the main 13 sectors here just to kind of give a little bit better of a snapshot. And I might do a more detailed one so that you can drill down a little bit more. But for right now, I just wanted to do kind of the main, and then I set it up where you could click into it and get a little more insight, like the volume and things. But this is still a work in progress. Just kind of put it together. The internal view here, again, everything kind of flipping back to the upside for the most part. VIX is down 14%, which is of course positive. Volt on the positive side, and looking really good. Now here, I think is the most interesting snapshot of the day. Take a look at our outperformers. What you might notice on our outperformers is that 2 of our positive outperformers yesterday are 2 of our negative outperformers today. So NEM and Oracle were both on the positive outperforming side yesterday and are now on the negative outperforming side today. So potentially some flips in that direction. We're seeing some healthcare outperformers with ISRG and a couple others. And then our big outperformer is the financial side with earnings.
I was going to say
nailed the earnings. Yep.
AXP, man. Yeah.
And so, yeah, just seeing some of those flips there on the outperforming view. Our international view, really pretty fascinating. So, Alex, I've only been looking at the snapshot for 2 days, so I probably shouldn't get over my skis here. But I have noticed that yesterday the entire U.S. market was flushing while everything international was green. And now the market is rallying after everything international flipped red. So I don't know if there's something to draw from there yet. I know you're more of an international guy than I am, but I just thought, that's kind of interesting, the exact flip there. And maybe we should build a little bit of an international indicator where we kind of watch when the markets flip, and it tells us a little bit about the U.S. market.
Yeah, what was DXY doing? Yeah, sometimes it depends on, I think, DXY, the dollar. Of course, if the markets, the U.S. is the markets basically, so if they go up, like there's just no better game in town. So people are going to flood into the markets in America. And oftentimes when they go down, there's also the emerging markets aren't a safety flight, because they're not really safe.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things that we will actually see more and more, at least until like the U.S. has a real bubble kind of moment, is actually that negative international markets still favor the U.S. Being the best of a lot of shaky markets is still a win in the global economy, and so I think that's something that, again, that indicator might tell us a little bit. Here's the currency view that we've got so far on the day. You can see U.S. dollar bouncing back, Australian dollar, pound bouncing back. Really, a lot of reversion to the mean, just like the rest of the market here. And I mentioned this yesterday, but the U.S. dollar being strong right now is a good sign, just if nothing else, in the sense that we're not seeing stocks rally because of dollar weakening. So we're not just seeing stocks inflated because of a weak dollar. We're actually seeing the dollar gain strength today, rebounding its weakness, and stocks rebounding in unison. That's actually a pretty positive sign for us on market resiliency. What you don't want to see is, oh, hey, look, stocks are up, and then you look and the U.S. dollar is just plummeting, and stocks are actually only up relative to a weak dollar. When the dollar's up and stocks are up at the same time, it's a little bit healthier of a bounce back sign than just stocks being up with a very weak dollar. So,
hey, do you have like correlation, the yen to USD on that? Or is that just the pure view?
So what I did is I actually peeled them apart. So I took all the pairs, and then I had the logic weight them individually so that you kind of purposely didn't see that. Because what I always had a hard time with is like, okay, euro yen's up, odd dollar's up. Okay, but what is actually strong and what's weak? Because the pairs are all dependent on each other. And so I built just a quick algorithm to kind of actually scrape them away from each other and do the individual strength. So you can still kind of see like US dollar Swiss should be the strongest pair today, but they kind of live individually as well. So that was kind of my original currency snapshot idea here.
Okay, word.
So I don't know if that's actually helpful. I haven't decided yet, but we'll find out. And then this overnight view I haven't finished yet, but I think that's actually going to be one of the more useful views because it's going to kind of tell, hey, how much volatility do we have going into the weekend? So there's your quick overnight option snapshot. Again, guys, continue to tell me if the snapshot's helpful or not. My idea there was to give you some context so we're not just totally feeling blind, like we don't even know what's going on as we jump into live trading on the closing playbook. But if you just feel like it's analysis that doesn't actually end up being actionable, I'm happy just to use it for my own kind of stuff and not actually share it. But I thought I'll start by sharing it, and you guys can tell me what you think. Okay, let me give you my trade. It's going to be on IWM, and it's just exactly that. It's a little snapback trade here for the weekend because we can take advantage of the Monday expiration on IWM. So let me share the screen. Here we go. IWM down another 0.6% today. Obviously, highs all the way up here at 252. This is the weekly chart. Still, overall, actually in really good position in my view, even though it looks a little bit ugly. So what we can do, we can just trade for a little pop. This is all we want, a little pop to yesterday's close there. That's all we're looking for at 245. Now, if you wanted to be aggressive, you could trade like a recovery into the 248 range and go for a big winner. I'm going for just a little move here, which is still going to be a very positive risk reward. At least I expect, unless the options are crazy right now. But it should still give me a really nice risk reward using Monday's expiration. So I'm going to go to IWM here. Get rid of this guy. And just go to Monday's expiration, October 20th, my anniversary. We're at 13 years. So
Doing something special?
Yeah, we are doing something special. My wife is leaving and going out of town with her friends. So I told her I don't think that I could pull that off, but you are allowed to pull it off as the wife in the agreement, and just we'll do an anniversary celebration. Some other time. Right. If I said like, hey, I got a golf trip, it happens to fall on October 20th. I'm not sure if it would be quite as cool as her having. They have a conference that her and some of her girlfriends are going to, and so the dates were the dates, and I said, babe, I'm not worried that it happens to be our anniversary. We'll just do something another time.
Yeah, weird how that works, isn't it?
But
doesn't go both ways.
But I'm not sure it'd be quite as smooth. Actually, I will say my wife is amazing, and if I had a conference that happened on October 20th, she would say, it's all good, go for it. But I'm just kind of ribbing her unfairly, I have to say. She's amazing. So it happens to be a very work normal day for me on October 20th because my wife's not even here. Anyway, off that tangent and on to the 244, 245 IWM calls. Here we go.
I'm only 1 year behind you, Nate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 12 years.
244 call. Plugging this in for you. Oh, nice. Stacy has the same. Stacy has the same one. Okay, 43 is the debit I'm going for. That'll give you a little over 100%. Bob G said a kid a year. Hey, only a kid every 2 years. It's not even that crazy. I'll start at 42. See if I can get filled here on IWM.
Once you hit Stacy's mark, you'll have a whole clan.
Yeah, I'll be at 12 exactly. I'll just keep that. I'll keep that going.
We made a movie about that once.
Exactly.
Yeah,
except for the cheaper part has not hit home yet. I actually know a guy who has 12 kids. He has 8 boys, 4 girls, and he's a great guy. But he was telling us his grocery bill, and me and my brother were with him, and his grocery bill was like $1,400 a month. And I said, dude, I'm going to have to send my wife up to your place and get some training on this, because I'm pretty sure my grocery bill is about $3,000 a month, and I have half as many kids. Well, not quite half, but a little more than half. But he said, he was telling us, it was so funny. He was saying, first of all, you got to do like the half cow or the whole cow, right? You got to do the deep freezer. And then I was saying, still, man, that math still doesn't seem right. Well, they have 30 chickens, and they eat, and the chickens lay almost 1 egg a day. So they get like 26 eggs a day, and they said they usually eat about 20 a day. So they start off, they're eating 20 eggs a day. I said, well, that's like eggs with the way they're priced now. You got a lot of savings right there. By the way, this is Monday's expiration, guys. I mentioned at the beginning, but I didn't actually put it in there. Monday's expiration there. So then he was talking about the cow thing, and he's like, the key is, especially with the boys, you can't just give them like chunks of meat. You got to make like stews and rice and make them feel like they're getting lots of meat, but really you're kind of spreading it out in there. So he was giving us all the tips and tricks on how to spread things out. It was a pretty amusing conversation, but anyway, that's what I was learning.
I do the quarter cow, man. I definitely recommend it. It's I got a meat freezer.
We don't have the deep freezer yet. We do have 3 fridges in my house. We should probably have the deep freezer at this point. But I thankfully we've been so blessed that I'm not like, hey, how do I save a couple $100 on our grocery bill and it's going to make or break us? I'm very thankful and blessed to be in that position. But at the same time, it's a total no-brainer to try to be a little more effective and efficient when you've got as many kids. And so we really we really got to try to buckle down and do some smart things like that. Maybe I'll text you and get some cow buying tips.
I always, our first baby's on the way, but it's a girl. But I always thought if we did have like 3 or 4 boys, I'd just like feed them just a giant ham hock and like throw it in a pit and let them fight over it. It's like, how else do you do? How else do you feed 4 boys?
That's great. Cool. Well, guys, that's my weekend trade idea. Alex, I don't know if you had anything you wanted to throw on the trade idea, but I know that you did agree to do a little bit of a sneak peek on what we're all going to be talking about on Sunday. I'm going to try to jump on. I know Graham's going to be with you. I'm going to try to sneak on just to say hello to everyone, and because obviously I plan on being in attendance anyway. So looking forward to that.
You should come to Florida. We can all hang out.
I don't know if I can pull off Florida, especially given that I think my wife will be leaving Sunday. And I'll have 7 kids on my own. So making the trip to Florida might be a little tricky, but I'll at least try to pop on.
Well, for trades, it's interesting. So I see anybody wearing some Gap clothes right now? I see a ton of contracts coming in on Gap. I can go ahead and share my screen so you know what I'm looking at here. Share screen. Oh, actually, let me move ahead. Let me move this over here so I'm not like screenception when I go to share. So some calls coming in late day. Now I know yesterday we had basically 1 for 2, but the one was like 106% winner. So you actually ended up net 30%. I know CCJ just didn't go our way. I was surprised by CCJ. I got to be honest. I thought it was going to recover, and even though the markets are recovering, it's still selling off.
Dude, CCJ was probably the one that I said like I felt the highest confidence on, and it got toasted. But I thought the Bitcoin stuff would bounce back. I took like 2 different stabs on Bitcoin this week, so it's been a little painful on these discretionary trades. I will say. If you guys just ignored the discretionary trades and traded the systematic trades, you're in great shape. Overnight options, everything else, great. Yeah. It's just my big ideas of trying to buy the dips, which is like what I tell everyone not to do, are the ones that are stopping me a little bit. So hopefully you guys are also using less risk on the discretionary stuff as you do, because like earnings trading, the kind of the fun stuff that we do like that. That's the bonus trades, guys. Make sure that you're using smart risk management, trade management, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the gap here. So we have some longer. Look at all this stuff. Nary a put in the whole flow.
Yeah.
Is there nary? But some of these are 12.19. Some of these are 10.31. Some of these are 10.24. I'm interested in the see, Gap's actually been doing pretty well, honestly. If you look at it here, it's pretty solid up today for almost 4%. We got a nice little got a nice little channel forming here. Trend line. I like it. We're peaking above. Let me take off the wave indicator. We're peaking above the 20. So let's see the 20. Let's see the 24th and 25th. Let's say we can get up here by next Friday. So 2236 to 2250 mark, which I think is feasible actually. So basically 2250 by next Friday. If we do it on Friday, we're looking at 58%. Actually, these are the $22 calls. So we're looking at like 18%. But if we go to the 31st, yeah, not as good. So I think I like these $22, $10, $24 calls. Let's make sure we have like just a confirm order here.
So there's some 24 calls in there for October expirations.
Are there?
Or are those all December expirations on the 24th?
Those are all December expirations.
Okay. I was going to say, man, that's aggressive. All right, I got you.
I know. So $22. So let's see if we get, where are we? Where is $22 from here? It's basically at the moving average, which is, when you see stuff like that, that's a really interesting signal, because obviously moving averages are good support and resistance lines, and the price will tend to want to at least come and touch up against it a little bit, especially since we're kind of in an uptrend at this point. So 22, 1031, 22. Honestly, though, the profit potential is better with the 24 calls. So I like this one. They're kind of cheap also, which is always good. So if you get into the gap, let me go ahead. I'll pull this thingamajigger up and go 22 calls, 43 cents. A lot of open, fresh volume today on this, which is what I like to see. So I'm going to go ahead. Dude, I'm going to do this thing that I did on Profit Panel, is I'm going to give you the trade, and then I'm going to watch it go up and up and up, and then I'm going to not be able to get in. We did this AXP spread, dude, and this dude, one of the guys, got in at like 53 cents. By the time I opened it, it was at 101, and he was like 100%. I was like, dude, I don't want to enter this anymore. Like,
you paid him off with your ex. Yeah. No, that's sometimes on the quick movers, how it goes. I think that's one of the reasons that having the scanner themselves is going to be so huge, that they're going to be able to kind of find it, in real time and take some of those trades off the cuff without necessarily waiting. Although obviously you will give some alerts. A couple of questions about a target on IWM. Guys, we're going for kind of a clean double up there, well, a little more than a double up. So you can just put your target in at double. So if you got filled for 43, you can put your target in 86. You got filled for 44, put your target in at 88 and just go for a clean double. Obviously, you can let it expire if you want to go for a little bit more. It would have to expire, above 245 on Monday's expiration. Yeah, AXP, I mean, that ripped. I think we're going to see some more financials beat earnings is my expectation.
Mm-hmm.
So those will be good ones to watch here in Q4. By the way, speaking of things that I kind of expect to beat earnings, we've got Coca-Cola here. That should be what, Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. I think that's a sneaky one that can beat earnings. See if it follows suit on Pepsi.
Yeah, I was about to say Pepsi crushed.
Yeah,
you got a spread open on Pepsi. Oh, we exited Pepsi today. Actually, I think it was like a 50% spread on that we took. So debit spread.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gap at see, it already moved up, dude. All right, I'm gonna try and get in at 45. It's at 48. All right, not filling, getting close to market close. Now it's at 49. Dude, this is what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I've been there. You don't have to tell me.
All right, 47. All right, I'm in at 47 on that gap. All right, 3%. Close out. Have a good weekend. Now, I think probably profit target for this, if you want to set one, you want to set like a good to cancel order, is 50%. You can go for that. So, or 25% if you want to be conservative. I don't set these. Just look at the chart, see what's hanging. But feel free to do that.
Sweet. All right. Well, let's see the sneak peek. I think this is what almost everyone. Give me a yes in the chat if you guys are planning on being there Sunday. By the way, we might break some records here on Sunday night with the amount of people. I think that petition has been thoroughly exhausted, but we are expecting a pretty monster crowd on Sunday, and it's all because of what you've been putting together. And I'm sure a whole bunch of the 100% winners don't hurt. Not that they all are 100%. There's some smaller, some winners, there's some losers. But why don't you give us a little sneak peek? Because I did tell people that you're not going to tell us how it works. That's Sunday, we know, but just a little bit about kind of what's happening there.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Screen share. So I will be talking about just a few games. I could do after this disclaimer. There's going to be losers in trading, right? There's no black box miracle system, right? We all know this, right? We're all adults in the room. We're this scanner. Anything I do, Nate does, we all do is just to give you an edge in the markets. You're not going to know the losses do occur. That being said, I wanted to give everyone a sneak peek of my free ride scanner. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question, right? I'm going to hype it up a little bit.
Oh, I love a little hype going in,
Love a little hype. So what if you could throw out all your charts, click erase on all those colorful drawings, never worry about a trend financial statement or technical analysis ever again, yet still have the opportunity to turn dirt cheap options contracts into what could be massive paydays. Like this 100% winner on Lulu with options that only cost 68 cents to enter. 134% payout on Qubit, starting with just 73 cents per contract. And even 156% return on Oklo, starting with just 158 pop. So I know this might sound crazy, maybe even too good to be true, but if you have been in my Telegram, following my Telegram, you know that we've been finding these types of trades day in and day out for the past few months. Now, it's all thanks to the custom-coded option scanner, free ride scanner, that detects which contracts could be primed to make a double or triple-digit move. And again, it's called the free ride scanner. You're going to be hearing a lot about it this weekend because this Sunday at 7 p.m., I'm going to give you the chance to get it for free. So the thing is, the free alerts in my Telegram are over. But I'm like Indiana Jones with the boulder, right? I'm taking something off of the pedestal. I'm putting something back on. You're going to have a chance to get the scanner itself for free. Now, you might be wondering, maybe you've been in Telegram, you've been trading with me. I hope you have. I know a ton of you have because we've gotten so many good stories from everyone. You might be wondering, like, how is this thing working, right? How does this thing work? So again, we're not going to reveal too much because that's what Sunday is for. But just to give you a little hint, whenever a free ride pops up on my scanner, that means a big player on Wall Street is actually forced to buy shares of that stock almost instantly, which inevitably can send the price of the stock higher and higher more often than not. Who is this major player, you ask? And why do these orders force them to buy the stock, sending it in the direction we want? All will be revealed in the next episode on Sunday.
The next episode coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. And so be sure to register, though, if you want to see how it all works, how it all comes together. Click the link, sign that petition link, and block off your schedule for Sunday. Only if you want to try out the scanner for free. If you don't want to try out the scanner for free, which I don't know why you wouldn't, then don't worry about it. But I think you do.
Well, I will say, we talked about kind of turning off the faucet on the free trades in the Telegram. I had told Alex a couple of times, like, hey man, at some point we got to put this behind the paywall, make it legit, all that kind of stuff. When we had those conversations, I never imagined that we would actually up the ante and give everyone something even more ridiculous for free by actually giving them access to the scanner and everything for free. So things have gotten pretty wild, I would say. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm hoping everyone is going to be able to be there and take advantage of that. And it's all going to be Sunday at 7 p.m. When's your flight, by the way? When do you? I
leave DC at 11:50, so I'm going to be down there at like 2:00.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a short flight. It's nice. It's a nice little flight.
Yeah. Well,
fingers crossed, no delays.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No guarantees. No guarantees on that one. But
yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to it. Hope everyone's, if for whatever reason you haven't jumped in, haven't signed that petition to make sure that you're able to be there. Dave dropped that link, so that's there for you. Yeah, I guess while we're hyping it up, while we're getting everyone excited, anything else to say on that front, Alex?
I mean, I think if you've been in my Telegram, that's the hype enough, honestly. I will say, well, I guess one more thing. Let me go ahead and show people something just to prove. I took a trade today on Reddit, actually, and I got a 68% winner. I didn't send it out, though, to the people, to the good folks. But where is my? Let me find the new fancy state-of-the-art free ride scanner that you all are going to be using. Where is this thing? Let me show you what I saw on Reddit about I don't know, 11 a.m. this morning. Right here. So many windows and windows upon windows upon windows. I am a window master. Screen 2. So Reddit here, you can't see it came in at 9:45 a.m., 9:44. I was actually late on this. I got in, I think, at like 10:15, but we got this nice little move down on Reddit, or I did. Unfortunately, I'm not sending out any free alerts anymore, but we got this nice little rundown for a 69% winner. So what the whole point I'm saying that, I'm not saying this to brag. What I'm saying is that when you get your hands on this scanner, you can find opportunities like this. There's literally, if you come here and look at this, look at the flows today, get rid of Reddit, 423 hits. So you will have so many opportunities with this. This is what you get. You're going to get this. You have so many opportunities. Take the trades you want. And if you miss one, doesn't matter, because there's going to be 20 more coming in the next hour, 40 more coming. So I don't know, man. I'm super excited, dude. I've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this. A lot of Zen canisters, and I'm very excited for people to be able to use this. And I want to hear that. I can't wait to hear people's success with it. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, I think everyone's excited. We've been excited. I mean, obviously, Graham and I've been kind of talking you up because after so many, hey guys, I think XYZ is going up and it rips. It's like, all right, I think Alex is clearly onto something. So yeah, I mean, I'm expecting a huge crowd on Sunday. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope to see everyone there. And I guess other than that, I mean, Dave, do we have anything else on our agenda for today other than forcing people to make sure they're ready for Sunday?
Only if you want to give people another chance at WKO, but
do you guys want? I guess I'll ask the chat. Do you guys want us to do the final special presentation for the discount weekend options before the weekend is officially over? I'll leave it up to the chat. We have Dave and I went live this morning with a special offer on weekend options. It's available until midnight tonight. If you guys want to take advantage of it, we'll play the presentation here if you want. If not, we'll say sayonara and have a lovely weekend. And I guess we'll see you Sunday. But just give us a yes there in the chat if you'd like us to play that presentation and give you one more chance at good old weekend options, which is still undefeated in 2025. If you want us to do that.
Hey, I had grabbed the trades that in the chat and dropped them in the announcements, but there isn't a strike on There isn't an expiration date on IWM. What was that?
I think I did go back and add it. I had said that Monday out loud, but I think I did go add it. It's October 20th. Yeah, I went back and added it on the second message. I don't know if you saw that one. All right. Well, we got a couple people saying, go ahead, roll the tape, go for it. Yes. All right. Well, I guess let's do it. Stick around then. We'll give you one more shot at that. And Alex, I will see you, sir, on Sunday.
As will I. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the first thing we have to do is just cover the basic disclaimer stuff that the profits and performance shown are not typical. We make no future earnings claims, and you may lose money. The majority of trades expressed are from historical backtested data in order to demonstrate the potential of the system unless otherwise stated. The average backtested return per trade with winners and losers included is 20.6% per trade over the weekend and a 94% win rate with an average winner of 26.9%. Every example is based on a $5,000 starting investment unless otherwise stated. However, you do not need to put that much in to get started. The average cost per trade is less than $100 per contract. Currently, the live trade performance is 15 for 15 with a 100% win rate and a 19.6% average return. You can't do better than a 100% win rate, Nathan? I don't know what's wrong with you. You cannot guarantee any, or we cannot guarantee any specific future results. There's always a high degree of risk involved in trading. See our terms on the Prosperity Pub homepage for more information. And of course, let's keep it real. There will be losers in trading. There's no black box miracle system that prints out winning trades automatically. The whole purpose of our research and work with traders is to help give folks like you an edge in the markets. If you can't handle a losing trade, then you really shouldn't be trading with real money. That's what paper trading's for. Again, losses in trading have occurred and will occur again in the future. All right, so before we get going, take a close look at this redacted document. What you're going to see is a special perk set up by the Chicago Board of Options Exchange just recently, a perk that now allows everyday folks to target extra income over the weekend from any regular brokerage account. And we're talking about payouts that our study shows were worth over $1,000 on average in extra income every weekend. What that means, while the rest of the world is left empty-handed on Saturdays and Sundays, while the stock market is closed, we have an opportunity to target extra income over the weekend while still getting the most out of life. Like on August 9th, you could have taken a few minutes to place a quick trade before the weekend hit, then hit the lake for some weekend fun, and come back Monday with an extra $1,052 sitting in the brokerage account. And then the next weekend came, August 16th. You could have set your trade, caught the classic car show over the weekend.
I always love this picture with the James Harrison jersey in the background, even though the
Easy
Steelers
now.
had a horrible,
Easy now.
horrible loss like I said yesterday.
And woke up Monday with a crisp $83 in weekend income. Then a few days went by, do it again. Friday, August 23rd, hit a few buttons on the phone or laptop to get in before the weekend hits and catch a round of golf with some friends or dinner and live music for the evening. And my favorite, brunch the next morning. And when Monday came, instead of dreading the start of the week, folks could have come back to a cool $1,090 in extra income sitting in your account. Now, before I get carried away, let me be the first person to say this. There's nothing guaranteed in the markets. There's no instant income magic pill. And just like anything in the stock market, there will be winners and losers along the way. That's why for the next few minutes, I want you to forget about being the next overnight millionaire, because financial freedom doesn't happen overnight. It happens bit by bit, weekend after weekend. And with that, my special guest is about to share with you today, your weekends could be just a little bit more enjoyable knowing that when Monday hits, we're out of the trade. So really think about this. What if there was a way to target an extra $1,000 and $1,030 on average in extra income every weekend? All by taking a few minutes to set the position before the weekend hits and clocking out on Monday. Thanks to a shocking discovery found inside this document by today's special guest, it is now possible. Weekend options. Now, the premise of this new way of generating income over the weekend was just so different that I had to explore it, a legal way to target extra cash over the weekend while most folks out there are left making zilch. So if you're looking for a way to target extra income to help pay for everyday expenses or help boost your retirement nest egg, then this may be perfect for you. The man behind this new discovery is no rookie when it comes to the stock market. Not only did he publicly grow a $10,000 stake to north of $50,000 over the course of just about 4 months, but he also earned another $100,000 last year in his investment and dividend portfolio alone. And over the last few years, he's been on a mission to help everyday folks tap into some of the same methods that have been kept away from the average Joe. So just hear about some of the stories from folks following along with his weekend trade. Cindy said a $1,200 profit last week. Karen said a winner, as you know, made $1,230. Carl said Nate and his team are doing a tremendous job. I'm up over $4,000. And those are just some of the stories from students following along with none other than up-and-coming trading icon, Nate.
Wow, trading icon. That's strong.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for hosting this today, and thanks to everyone for jumping in. Today, I'm hoping to show you how just a few minutes of your time, few clicks inside your brokerage account, you can also target weekend cash flow from the stock market, something that I actually was not a big fan of not so long ago until we figured out this strategy. This is showing the power to pay $1,030 on average each weekend. We've had an opportunity, and the timing here, I think, couldn't be any better. You guys already know the drill. The last couple of years, we've hammered this over and over and over again, and it's kind of sad that we have to keep hammering it, but it just gets truer and truer every month. With retirees going back to the workforce, saving rates falling, lowest since 2008, and even if people got a raise last year, probably doesn't feel like it's actually meeting the gap of what life is costing right now. We're seeing credit card debt at all-time high as well, and so folks are looking anywhere they can to generate extra income to cover the bills. It's almost impossible to keep up with this ridiculously ever-rising cost of living. And most folks think that the only way to generate extra income is, pick up a second job at Costco or work overtime hours or weekend nights like I make Dave do. But with what I'm about to share, you can start targeting extra cash over the weekend right from the comfort of your sofa. And right now, I think everyone could use some of that extra cash flow. It doesn't matter if you have a, seven-figure account or if you're just starting out with a couple grand. What you need for weekend options is you need a standard brokerage account that can trade options. You need an internet connection, or I guess you don't even need an internet connection from your phone. You just need some cell phone coverage. And you need a few minutes to set up the trade before the weekend officially begins. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to help you get started with your chance at weekend cash flow starting today. But before we get there, let's go ahead and take a walk through September of last year. So going into the month of September, you probably remember the market was taking a big hit. So if you had $5,000 invested, that's the example stake we use for all these trades just to keep it systematic. At the beginning of September, the S&P was crashing. You would have been down about, $204 on your $5,000 account by the time the first week was over. But the cool thing is, if you had the weekend cash flow strategy, you would have seen a very different story from that same market action. While the S&P was plummeting, you could have actually walked away with $3,039 on that one weekend trade. And when the next weekend rolled around, not a whole lot different. This was September 16th. Broad market gold, even Bitcoin were actually flat, earning folks next to nothing. But this is the cool part. Over that same weekend, just a totally flat weekend, you could have hit it out of the park. In this case, by Monday morning, you could have grabbed another $803 in your account.
Nate, between those two trades alone, we're looking at $3,842 in extra income. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, an extra $3,800 is a meaningful chunk of change. Since the pandemic, the cost of living has gone skyward. It's out of control. In fact, with the spikes in interest rates, we've watched as the average cost of a new mortgage went from $1,400 all the way up to $2,317 a month. That's nearly a $900 increase every single month. And it's not like people have a lot of extra change laying around to cover the difference either. Not unless you're sitting on a pretty good nest egg to begin with. But folks who would have taken advantage of the weekend cash flow method could have more than covered the cost of the average monthly mortgage without needing to slave away at a desk job, working extra hours to make it happen. Instead, you could have done it all while enjoying life to the fullest over the weekend. And keep in mind, that's $3,842 would have come in while every major index, crypto, and even bonds were in the toilet. Nate, can you share a little more about how this is all possible?
Yeah, but first, let me just say this again. I know we've already said it, but if you have a job, I'm not telling you to quit your job. If you've been steadily saving for retirement, I'm not saying, hey, stop it and just put your whole retirement account into the next weekend option. That is not the idea. What I am sharing is a way that could help supplement your income with a technique that I really don't think anyone else is using because it's so unique, taking advantage of these weekly premiums. And if you're here right now, you probably already know what I'm going to say next, which is, hey, there's always risk. We're going to have winning weeks and losing weeks along the way. And that's why we worked extra hard to optimize the method that's producing this weekend cash flow. Now, of course, like I said, no one can guarantee future returns, but when